Hello and welcome to a new video, and it's an upgrade, the 32nd of April 2022 with Leon Ferren. Just starting with the unboxing, it's about an acrylic adventure. It's a lot of edding company, art supplies. It's a family-owned company founded in Hamburg in 1960. They said it's high-quality products. So there's an acrylic range of handy markers to make painting simple and easy. You can use it like postcards with paintings faces such as canvas, paper, concrete, stone, terracotta and wood. The colors are highly pigmented, water-based, low odor, light fast, and available in an exclusive range of acrylic markers with fine, medium and broad tips. And did you know the acrylic 3D double liners in the range with highly pigmented acrylic paint in artist quality are suitable for various application techniques and effects? The big one, the big chunky one, it's in yellow. It's acrylic 3D double liner. It's a flexible tube. It's in pastel yellow, so two different dispensing attachments, and it fits like a pen in your hand. It's made to apply paint in fine and broad strokes to your chosen painting's face. It gives you 3D effects and structure, and in addition, as in classic acrylic painting, many different techniques such as watercolor, dabbings, graffito, etc. can be used, which makes for a lot of fun. I didn't use it in the final piece, as you will see, but you can use it in single line art, in pointillism. The two nibs are 2-3mm and 5-10mm. You can do layering with different colors, sparkling, mixture and lettering in 3D. We have three different sizes of markers. So broad one, it's in black. It's a broad nib for applying color to larger areas. Chisel tip also makes it good for finer details, but be careful to keep the tip slightly beveled when pumping the markers so as not to damage it. It's from 5-10mm. It's really useful. Broad one. The medium ones are in green. It's pastel green for the clearer one, and opulent turquoise. It's 2-3mm. This all-rounder nib can be useful in small areas, outlines and even hand lettering. So for the medium nib it's €3.65. For the broad one, it's in black, it's €5.65. We don't have a price for the 3D double liner. See, it's €7.69. And the last markers are in neon pink and in traffic white. It's the precision nib. It's 3.65. How much millimeters is it? Oh, they don't say the millimeters. It's the same price as the medium ones. So the precision nib starts where brushes stop for delicate touches and fine details. The white one is not as opaque as a Posca. But anyway, there are a few ideas on how to use the markers. You can fill areas, do lettering, do details, you can do outlines, you can add water first because it's water based, so it will dilute a bit like watercolor, or you can add water after it and maybe do some mixing with the water. For the wide one, it's important when you prepare your acrylic marker to press the entire surface on the paper, so it's not really perpendicular to the paper but with a bit of an angle. We also have a pad that I didn't use in this video. It's an acrylic and oil pad by Edding. The paper in this pad is tailored to the properties of your new Edding acrylic products. It's a linen embossing that adds to the canvas-like texture of the 8 sheets. The quality of these 300 GSM sheets promotes the color brilliance and absorbency of the acid-free and age-resistant paper. Due to the nature of the surface, the paper is less susceptible to dust and dirt deposits. Each page of the pad is glued along one edge, making it easy to remove, and it retails for €8. And finally, finally we have a Viking pencil, a Viking 400 writing pencil in H. It retails for €0.50, and it's a rural artist drawing pencil made in Denmark. It consists of the finest Californian cedar wood. Its diameter is 6.9 mm and it is 18 centimeters long. Anyway, the battle topic is come together. An advice they give is to use 4 sheets and make a big piece and separate it in the 4 sheets. There's also a kneading challenge by Sarkazik. You have to use travel memory technically. You have to cut the paper provided in half, so you end up with a smaller piece of paper. To create the perfect memory mockup, you need to turn this sheet of paper into an instant camera picture. So draw a rectangle to mimic the area in which the painting will sit. And remember that a instant camera picture has the typical broader white space on the bottom and also a slightly broader distance to the top as well. Choose your favorite travel memory and use it as a reference for your hashtag Edding Memories in Seconds moment. With a pencil you can strategically draw some guidelines or sketch the whole photo, and you can win an Intax Mini 11 instant camera and a lot of Edding acrylics. Anyway, we have a sit with co-captain Leon Firen. Leon Firen, I don't know where he's from. From Hamburg in Germany. Is a lot about maybe a bit of cubism. It gives tips about using the material. First, he would attach the 4 papers to the table so that they don't move constantly in different directions. Then you can prime with the Edding 3D double liner, but not too much, otherwise the paper curls. Then you can paint with the remaining marker on it. You would determine the rough structure with the edging marker board. What do you actually want to paint? What looks great on 4 individual sheets, just hang them and have a look with some distance. And with the 5100s you can add finer contours, play with the colors and try it with some shapes. Combine the colors and feel free to use a brush because the colors are great to spread. At the very end you can set highlight with the thinnest headings. A lot of attacks with Crystal Pixel. You can follow her on YouTube, it's Crystal Pixel, and on Instagram it's Honey Kugel. What does she say? She's doing an art piece, an acrylic sketch of a villain vampire, so she sketched the villain vampire using green and magenta to give him a horror look. With acrylic markers, she has the freedom to work fast and precise. They dry very quickly, but you can blend them with a brush if you pump out some more paint. She filled the outlines with a marker. It took a while, but the results made her happy. Well, the result here is a little bit spooky, but she likes it. And she tried the light yellow to make some hair with texture. It dries pretty quickly, so she used the paper to add texture to the hair. She also added some dots on the black background, let them half dry and scratch with paper over them to create shooting star. Anyway, you can also use them to on stone, maybe. She used a light yellow for a base and drew with the other headings markers. Okay, that was it. We have a seller of the month. It's rosamibe.art. Creative Corner with things by Diana. She's Diana Chan, a Canadian illustrator and designer living in Taiwan. She also gives tips and tricks. So before you start with any art material, you should always test it and not taste it. With acrylic markers, you want to see how each color layers on top of each other, so you can plan out your layers to avoid needing to go over the same parts multiple times to achieve maximum opacity. A good rule of thumb is to always layer a dark color over a light color, so you'll want to put down your lightest tones first. Plan out your drawing with this in mind and you'll be able to get much cleaner colors. If you feel like the pens aren't as opaque as you want, try giving them a film shake to mix up the ink inside. It's important to write out the fully pumped tip of your marker. When you are finished with your artwork, you can wash out the tips to avoid paint residue. If your marker stops flowing, close the cap and check your marker until you can pump it again. For the 3D pens, use different angles to achieve different effects. You can achieve different lines and details by drawing at a 90-degree angle compared to a slightly tilted 45-degree angle if needed. You can use a small paintbrush to clean up your lines for the 3D pen. And we have other tips. It's How to Acrylic by Eddie and Sarkazik. So, you can start by tipping down the paper and sketch down your inspiration. You can also use a reference. Try not to use too much pressure as the pencil might show through the marker. To be on the safe side, you can use an eraser to slightly erase the visibility of your sketch. Acrylic markers are super versatile. You can easily take a brush and mix colors on an extra sheet of paper, very handy for traveling, and you can apply the color directly with the brush. This technique is nice for backgrounds. Then a brush is also handy for bigger spaces. It allows uneven fill. Pump some color directly onto your artwork and redistribute it evenly. To create gradients, take another color and repeat the previous step. It works best if both colors are still wet so that you can work them into each other. Do you like gradients? Nice. Here's another tip. Dip a marker into the color of another. This will create a nice switch to the other color while drawing, especially nice in outlines and smaller details. And don't forget to scribble the other paint out to keep the marker tips clean. You can use the Eddy 3D pen to make a dimensional structure, and that's it. So anyway, for my part, I drew in my sketchbook, which is Moleskine sketchbook. So it's a John Lennon photography that I redrew, and I did some of the shadowing with the turquoise green. I used a lot of the black broadliner, and yeah, I divided the image in 4, and it's for me it corresponds a lot to Come Together by the Beatles, with a beetle and a division inside of the picture. So anyway, it really was well on the smooth paper. I didn't use at all the Edding acrylic paper, just because I didn't feel like it. It's a bit too textured for me, but anyway. Yeah, not much to say. It was a fun box for this one, and it was a bit long to come from my side with this video, because I didn't really feel inspired at the beginning. But anyway, what can I say? Well, as usual, I hope you all have a great day, a good evening, a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good night, whenever and wherever you're watching this video. And bye!